Okay, so I don't know why my webcam isn't working. Um, hmm. Let's see if I can figure that out. Oh, do I need to open OBS? Maybe. Oh, jeez. Did that work? Oh. How do I fix that? Here. There we go. Okay. So I am new to OBS. I just downloaded it a couple days ago because I have been thinking about whenever I get back into playing Resident Evil to potentially live stream playing it because I thought that could be fun. Not that I think necessarily anyone would watch it, but I just thought it could possibly be fun to live stream while I play it because all of my past experience with Resident Evil, or I guess my first memories of Resident Evil, was growing up watching my brothers play it. And then when I was a little bit older, I would watch my brother's or my friend's brother play it. And then when I was a teenager, I would play it with my one brother. So for me, Resident Evil was always kind of like a co-op thing to do with friends and family. So I thought it would be fun to live stream it. So I downloaded OBS and I'm still learning how it works. And apparently that affected my webcam working. And now apparently I have it working. It didn't even occur to me when I went live to go live through OBS, but I guess I should have done it that way. But anyway, this is just a random update because, funnily enough, on my days off work, I usually don't leave the house, but today I had planned to run errands. And then my brother texted me last night and said he was coming to pick up my car today to inspect it. And so now I'm stuck in the house all day, which is normally what I would be doing on a day off. But this day in particular, I had decided that I was going to go to the hardware store and I have to go pay some local taxes. And I was also possibly going to stop at like a bargain store and see if they had any like house goods that I could use. So I had all intentions of like getting up first thing this morning and going and doing all of that stuff. And then, like I said, my brother texted me at like, I don't know, 5 o'clock yesterday and was like, hey, I'm coming to get your car tomorrow morning. So can't really complain because he's doing me a favor, but it is a little annoying because what are the chances that out of all days, the one day that I actually had decided to go and do stuff is the day that he decided to take my car. But it's fine because I can do that literally any day. So I'll probably just do that on Friday instead. But since I'm stuck in the house and have no plans now for what I want to do all day, I figured I would go live and just do a random update. And videos like this, I have found it's easier to just do live, because trying to edit videos like this is mind-numbing, because I usually ramble a lot and don't really have a point. So here I am in my living room. If I decide to stream, or more accurately, if I am able to stream, because I don't know if my laptop is going to be capable of both live streaming and gaming at the same time. I haven't tested it yet, but if I do end up live streaming, I will be doing it from here. I realized that I actually have a really nice background here, and this is my laptop is currently on the desk in my living room. So this is a good place to live stream if I'm going to do it, because I can have like a setup here. So yeah, this will be it. So at some point, my plan was to like basically test out my computer and see if it's capable of both gaming and live streaming simultaneously, because I know that that can be difficult. I do have a gaming laptop, so it is fully capable of running games on. Like, I've never had any lag issues or anything like that, but I don't know how it'll do with streaming at the same time. But I downloaded OBS and have messed around with it just enough to figure out how to set up this scene and a gaming scene, and that's it. So I don't really know how OBS works either, so I'd probably have to mess around with that a little bit more to make sure that I also know how that works. But what did I want to talk about? Oh, I was going to do a house update, because most of my videos have been house related. So if I haven't mentioned, I bought a house last year, and I've been doing a lot of house stuff, I guess. I've been painting and doing light renovations, no major changes to the house, just a lot of touching up. When I painted, I did a lot of recaulking around the windows and the doors and stuff like that. That's probably the main reno that I've done, is fixing cracks and stuff like that. But I've been doing a lot of stuff in my yard, which I made a video about, because I have a huge yard that I can't say it wasn't taken care of, because it's not 100% true. It's more that just there was stuff that just hadn't been taken care of. That doesn't make any sense. Stuff that hadn't been disposed of. That's a better way to say it. So I had a lot of stuff to clean up because it hadn't been properly disposed of. So I had brush at the end of my yard. I had a bunch of saplings from my tree that had started to grow in a patch at the end of the yard that all needed removed. I had tree stumps that needed removed. I had all of these rocks and bricks and cinder blocks and concrete slabs and stuff that had been thrown underneath the back porch that needed disposed of. So I had been doing all of that stuff, and I made a video talking about some of that. And I was going to make a follow-up to that, because I've done stuff since. But my plan was to make a follow-up once I was done with my yard work for the year, because I had a goal in mind of what I wanted to get done by the end of summer. But two things. So I had been doing a bunch of yard work for a week straight. I was going out every single day and doing work in the yard. Like literally every day, even the days that I worked, I would come home from work and go out for like an hour and work in the yard. And I was doing that for a week straight. And the last day of this, what ended my week of yard work was that I broke my shovel. I literally snapped the handle of my shovel in half because I was trying to dig a rock out of my yard. And for anyone that has seen my video about my yard, I had all these rocks like in my yard that I had to dig up. And there's this one in particular that is an actual rock that it was sticking up out of the ground like that much. It was just a little bit of the top of the rock. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take this rock out of the yard so you can mow without going over it. And I tried to pull it out and it wouldn't move. So I started digging around it, only to realize that it's like a whole ass boulder and I was only seeing the little tippy top of it sticking up out of the ground. And so I was digging up around this rock and I finally got to the point that when I levied on like the shovel, it started to move. And I got like super, overzealous because I thought I was close to getting it up out of the ground. And I pushed down too hard on the shovel and snapped the handle. So breaking my shovel put a halt to my yard work because all of the work that I need to do in my yard requires a shovel. So I put it on hold until I got a new shovel, which was actually good timing because a heat wave was coming through where I live. So I was like, it's fine. We're having a heat wave. I shouldn't be doing yard work anyway because it's super hot outside. So it's fine. But then someone I work with actually gave me a shovel because they had a bunch. So they gave me a shovel that they didn't really use, which was great. But I still have not done any more yard work since because when it's not 90 degrees outside, it is raining. So we've been having this like heat wave / thunderstorms that have been nonstop for almost 2 weeks now. So like yesterday, for example, it was like 90 degrees outside and then we had a thunderstorm that lasted for like 10 minutes and then it went back to being 90 degrees outside again. So it's a little hard to do yard work when it's hard to predict whether or not it's going to rain. And then when it's not raining, it's ridiculously hot and also humid. We've been having crazy fog lately because the weather has been so ridiculous to the point that like you can't see more than like a foot in front of you. And it gets like crazy foggy from like 6 o'clock until like 9 o'clock in the morning. And that's happened like 2 or 3 days in a row now. So yeah, the weather's been ridiculous. So I haven't been doing any yard work, which is why I was going to run errands today because I'm getting kind of antsy where like I feel like I need to do productive things with the house. But to do anything productive, I need to go to the hardware store and get some stuff for different projects that I want to do around the house. So that's why I was going to do that today. And now I have to wait. Like I said, I'll probably do that on Friday because that's my next day off. If I don't do it on Friday, I might do it Thursday after work. That way I would have all day Friday to do any projects if I want to. But also the heat is supposed to be dropping off. So I potentially will be able to start up on the yard work again next week. So I don't know. It's been kind of hectic as far as trying to get anything done. I've been selling stuff on Poshmark. So I've kind of redirected my productivity to that. So I was doing Poshmark for like a week straight, just of like listing stuff. A lot of stuff of my sister's, but then also some stuff of mine, because before moving out, I had started just like purging all of my possessions. And we ended up, because in 2020, like no one was taking donations, there was like all this stuff at my mom's house still that was meant to be donation stuff. And so I took some of that stuff, and I also did some purging after moving in, because once I had moved in and kind of, there was a lot of stuff where it was kind of like, oh, maybe when I have my own place, I'll want this, or I'll need this. And then I moved in and was like, actually, no, I don't want or need this. So I had some purging that I did after moving in of stuff that I realized I didn't actually want or need. So I posted like bags and jewelry and clothes and stuff like that on Poshmark. And that was pretty time consuming for like a week of taking all of the pictures and posting everything. But I'm done doing all of that. So now it's just a matter of like trying to sell the stuff. But I want to do productive things with the house again. So I need to go to the hardware store to do some projects. I have some furniture I want to refinish that I need stain, not actual stain, like the top coat or whatever, because I restained my one table and thought it would be fine without a top coat, but it's not. The color immediately started to fade, I think because it's in front of a window and all of the light coming in has faded the color a lot. So I need to restain it and put a top coat on it this time. And I also want to spray paint the hardware. So I also need to get spray paint. I have some benches that I've been meaning to refinish. I don't think they were ever actually finished to begin with. They're just like a raw wood handmade benches that I got from my mom's. And I wanted to sand and stain those, which I could sand and stain them now because I have stain in a sander. I just don't have the top coat. So I need to get that. I want to get the spray paint for hardware, and there's some other stuff that I want to spray paint as well. I want to get a stepladder so I can start working on touch-ups in the kitchen, because I have a bunch of cracks in the kitchen that I want to fill in. But like all of the cracks are either on the ceiling or like on the upper part of the wall, where like the step stool I have is only like I think it's like a 2-foot step stool. So I need like a 4 to 6 foot step stool or step ladder to be able to do the stuff in the kitchen. Because like I said, it's all like on the upper walls in the ceiling. So I need to get one of those. What else was on my list? Random stuff. I need to fix the sink in my bathroom, but I don't really know what I need yet. I don't know if I want to get an all new sink or if I want to just replace the part and keep the old sink. I've considered I might want to switch to a gold sink in the bathroom, like a gold faucet. So I might just get an all new faucet, which I assume would come with all of the parts to install it. So that would solve my problem of the faucet dripping. I could just replace the whole thing. But I haven't decided yet if I want to do that. I want to do gold hardware in the bathroom, but I don't know if I want to go to the extent of buying a whole new faucet, because that's probably more money than I'm willing to spend. But I don't know. I haven't decided on that yet. But I want to get some stuff for the bathroom because I'm going to be redoing the bathroom. So I want to get stuff for that project. I started trying to work on the bathroom yesterday, and I think I made it worse than it was because I was trying to smooth out the walls, and I'm fairly certain I actually just made it worse. So I think I'm going to have to actually sand the walls in the bathroom, which isn't great, but I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to smooth them out because what a disaster that was. I woke up this morning and I went to the bathroom and saw what I did yesterday and was just like, wow, I'm pretty sure I actually made it worse. Like, so yeah, that, I'm so mad at myself because yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to undo everything I did yesterday by sanding the walls because I didn't help anything yesterday. I was trying, but I just don't really have a lot of experience with like plastering or spackling, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I think I just made the walls worse. I don't think I helped my case at all. But the bathroom project, I was planning on saving as like a winter project because I figured that would be something good to work on in the winter because I'm not going to be doing yard work in the winter, obviously. So that was the plan, but I'm getting a little eager about doing it. So I don't know if I'm going to actually wait that long. I think it's just because I'm stir crazy because I can't do yard work right now. But we'll see. Man. I've been riffing for 22 minutes already. Well, probably 20 minutes because it took me a minute to figure out why my webcam wasn't working. But yeah, so house stuff is happening. I might start doing gaming streams if my laptop can handle it. I don't really know. I think I have like everything in my laptop I think is capable of streaming while gaming. I just haven't tried it yet. So I feel like I'm not going to be confident that I can until I actually do it and it works. So yeah, that's I think it'll be fun. That's another thing because I can't work on anything right now. Like I've been thinking of, I'm stuck in the house. I don't really have any projects that I can do that I want to do, like sanding and staining the benches. I could technically do now if I wanted to. I mean, ideally, I did sand this table in my basement, and what a terrible idea that was because my basement is still covered in sawdust. So next time I sand something, I should sand it outside because I don't want to have to clean that up again. So I guess technically I don't really want to sand anything outside when it's this hot. But yeah, I don't know. I keep forgetting about the benches, honestly. I have 2 benches that I want to sand and stain. And I kind of just keep forgetting that I want to do it. I don't know how. One of the benches is literally in my dining room right beside me. And the other bench is in my bedroom, and I use it every single day because that's where I like sit when I'm getting dressed in the morning. So it's not like I have them somewhere in the house that I just forget that they exist. I just keep forgetting that I mean to redo them, I guess. But that is one project, like I said, I could technically do anytime because I do have most of what I need. I have what I need to do the hardest part of it because the sanding is the most time intensive part, which for the benches, they don't really need sanded too much. It was more that I just kind of wanted to do like a rough sanding to just kind of touch them up a little bit because they don't really have any kind of like I said, I'm pretty sure they're just raw wood. I don't even know that they have any kind of top coat or anything on them. So I just kind of wanted to do like a light sanding to make them look a little bit nicer and touch up some of the spots that are a little rough. So I technically could do that if I wanted to, but the table that I sanded and stained already, I started off with the worst thing. So now I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's so much work. But I know realistically that the benches are going to be a lot easier to do than the table was. But all I can think about is how long it took me to do the table. Because it took me, I think in total, it probably took about 5 hours to sand the table. And that's not an exaggeration. The first time I worked on sanding it, I worked on like the main top of the table, and I was doing that for 2.5 to 3 hours. Because it had like a top coat, like a veneer top coat that I had to sand through. And that took a while. So that initial like 3 hours of sanding was just getting through that veneer on the top. And then the other 2 hours was doing the legs, which also had like a veneer on them. And the legs are rounded, so that was kind of annoying to sand those. Doing the legs, doing the drawer, and then doing the final like touch-up sanding of the top. But I did finally, after all those hours of sanding, I did fully get through the veneer and got down to the base like wood of the table. And the stain turned out how I expected. I already knew what the stain would look like because it was the same stain that I used on my shelves, which is why I thought it would be fine without the top coat, because I never put any kind of top coat on my bookshelves and they haven't faded at all. I actually still sometimes get where like the stain rubs off a little bit. I assume because I didn't wipe them down well enough after staining them, but the color hasn't faded at all. So I thought it would be fine without any kind of top coat on it. But like I said, it sits right by a window. It gets a lot of sun beating on it. So it's faded already. It faded within like the first couple days of me having it sitting in the living room. Like I had stuff sitting on top of the table, and when I moved it, there was like a ring around where the object was sitting. So I definitely have to put a fresh coat of stain on top and then seal it in. But it does look way better because it had like chips and stuff in it, and I sanded through all of that and smoothed everything out. I do want to get wood filler, and I have other things in the house that I need wood filler for, but I want to, since I'm already planning on buying it, I have a couple things with the table that I want to use the wood filler for, just to kind of do little minute touch-ups that aren't anything major enough that I would have bought wood filler for on its own. But since I'm already buying it to do other projects, I'm going to touch up with the table. So, yeah. I don't know. I still don't know what I'm going to do all day today. I seriously planned on like running those errands. I expected that to take like at least 3 hours between the different things that I planned on doing. So I planned on doing that for the morning and then just relaxing for the rest of the day. So now I don't know what to do. I also woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning because I fell asleep on my love seat. So I didn't actually like properly sleep last night. I slept like sporadically for like 4 hours, and then I woke up for an hour and then fell back to sleep for like another 4 hours. So I just don't know what to do today. I don't know. But here is what my living room looks like. I think I did upload my living room video. It changed a little bit. Which she's not back there, but I moved this shelf underneath of the window. I switched that around. The cat tree and the shelf. I realized that the shelf would fit underneath of the window, and then I put a blanket on top, and my one cat loves to lay. Like, normally she's always laying there, but of course, like, the one time I'm shooting a video, she's not laying in the background. She might be in the dining room, but I do have a cat this entire time. She's been laying here beside me. Let's see if I can. There she is. I'm kind of like showing that my living room is messy, but cat cam. There we go. That is Smokey. This is her favorite place to lay. Yes, I have a cat bed on my table. Just freaked out because there's dogs barking across the street. Oh, that's top tier content. Thank you, Smokey. Thank you. That's good stuff. I've been watching a lot of, well, I can't say a lot because I started watching him and then he went on vacation like a week after I started watching his streams. I started watching Peter Park on Twitch, which I've known who Peter is for a little while now, because I was watching, I started watching Sykkuno, who I found out from Among Us because he played with, I think he played with both Felix and Sean at some point. But I found out who he was from the Among Us lobbies and started watching him. And then by default have found out about a lot of like the OTV and Friends streamers. So I've known who Peter was for a while and had watched a couple of his streams, but not too many. But I recently, because I've been kind of like stir crazy and don't know what to do with my time, have been like on Twitch more than usual and had started watching his streams. And all of that whole tangent was because of showing my cat. He shows his cats a lot on stream, which I appreciate as a certified crazy cat lady. I feel like it's only a matter of time before I end up with like 6 cats. But I currently have 2 cats and was on the verge of 3 because there's a neighborhood cat that I believe to be a stray that was coming around my house all the time. Like whenever I would go out to do yard work, she would always show up and just like hang out with me. She's like a super chill, super friendly cat that I believe after talking to the one neighbor girl that the cat is a stray because it just seems to kind of show up and hope that someone feeds it. So I was seeing her like every day for like a week straight. And because I haven't been doing yard work, I haven't seen her because I haven't been outside. But the first day that she showed up, I wanted to leave her in the house. But both of my cats are low-key assholes. We had 3 cats at my mom's house, and I left the one cat there because the 2 cats that I have bullied and harassed the third cat that I left at my mom's. So I'm like hesitant to get any more cats because of that experience. Like, I don't know how welcoming my cats would be to a new cat, and I don't want to get another cat just for them to fight. So, yeah, that's the main reason why I still only have 2 cats. I mean, I do think 2 cats is a good amount for a single person, but I probably would have ended up with another cat by now, honestly, if it weren't for the fact that I'm worried that they're gonna harass another cat if I get it, because it's already happened before. And in that situation, like on top of them like harassing her and fighting her all the time, they were the new cats that came into the picture. So it wasn't like we had these 2 cats and then got the third cat. The third cat was there first. We had her already, and then got these other 2 cats, and they harassed the cat that was already there. Normally it's the other way around, where like the cat that's already been there is like, this is my territory, and will fight the new cat. But that is not how it happened. It was the complete opposite, where we got these new cats and they started harassing the cat that had already been there longer than them. And she was like a runt. She's a super small cat. So like she doesn't defend herself, despite being older than the other 2. So I chose to leave her with my mom and to bring the other 2 cats with me. And it's super weird because the 2 cats that I have, they're super friendly, nice cats, but they were so mean to our other cat. Like, I don't understand it. Like, they would the cat that I didn't just show, my other cat that I don't know where she is, Momo. She probably won't actually come. But my other cat, Momo, is... Oh my goodness, she actually came. Momo! Oh, you can't see her at all. Oh no, wait, there's her tail. There she is. This cat, so nice, was cuddling with me this morning. She's a sweetheart, a little bit of a dick, but mostly a sweetheart. She would not let... So the cat that my mom has is Shay. She would not let Shay eat. Like, when we would try and feed her, she would like go to her dish and like chase her off so that she couldn't eat. Like, it got to the point that we had to actually put Shay in a separate room so that she could eat, because she would just like, she wouldn't let her eat. It was crazy. Like, we would put food in her dish and she would chase Shay off and then eat all her food. So we had to start like separating her from the other 2 cats so that she could actually eat. And like, I don't understand it, because like I said, they're both nice cats. Like, they're not aggressive. They're super nice. Like, if someone comes over to the house, like they go up to them, they want attention, you know. They both lose their minds whenever my brother comes over because they want to be pet. So it's so weird that they acted that way towards our other cat, but they were so like just mean to her. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. They were just mean to her, and I don't want to get another cat and have that experience. So, cats. Am I right? I don't know. But yeah. I can't believe she actually came downstairs. She was upstairs and she came when I called her. She probably thought I was going to give her food or something, honestly. Like, I mean, she sometimes comes when I call her, but that was like a immediate response. That was bizarre. But anyway, I'm a little shocked by that I called her and she actually not only answered, but came downstairs. She was probably upstairs sleeping and actually got up and came down here and came to me. Crazy. But now she's eating, so she probably just thought I was calling her to get food or something. But anyway, it's been 40 minutes. That's more than enough. This is a good show that I'm definitely capable of streaming for a long amount of time. That has never been a problem for me. I can very easily sit down in front of my webcam and just talk for a ridiculous amount of time about absolutely nothing. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I have slipped out of my like existential dread. The last time I live streamed, I talked about the fact that I was just like super stressed out all the time because I had all these projects that I wanted to get done and wasn't doing any of them. And I just kept like adding more projects to the list of things that I wanted to do and was just like increasingly stressing myself out for no reason over things that I wanted to do like out of fun, not out of obligation, because I like doing home decor stuff and home improvement stuff. So doing these things was supposed to be fun for me, but I was actually stressing out over them because the list had gotten so long. I got out of that funk. I think it was just a matter of I started getting some of the things done, so it felt a little less overwhelming because one of the projects I wanted to do was repainting the spare bedroom. I wanted to do all, which sounds simple enough, like repainting it, but like anytime I paint one of the rooms, it's more of an extensive project than you would think because there's a bunch of doors and windows and trim and stuff that I have to tape off before I can paint. And then like all of the doors and windows and trim need recaulked because they're all like really bad. So and then filling in cracks because almost every room has at least one crack in the wall that needs patched up. So I did all that. I repainted the spare bedroom, and I feel like after doing that, I feel like a lot better because that's an entire room that's now done, which feels like a lot. So both bedrooms are done. The living room is still not fully done. I still haven't finished. You can't tell, but the wall right there where that poster's hanging is only partially painted. The paint color is so similar to what was already on the walls that you can't tell unless you're like here in person. But I have like a little like rectangle of that wall that didn't get painted. And then the wall where the clock is, I like stopped painting like at one point. Like I painted so far over and then just stopped. So there's like a line of like yellowish white and then just pure white and it just stops. So I still have to paint the rest of that, but I need to get more caulk because I already ran out. I've gone through 2 tubes already from recaulking all the trim in the house. So I need to get like 2 more because I need to do more trim touch-ups and I need to fill in all the cracks in the kitchen, and that's going to probably take an entire tube to do that because there's so many cracks in the kitchen. So yeah, but doing the bedroom honestly made me feel a lot better. So, and I also made a lot of progress with the yard. So those 2 things I think like took a lot of like that weight of just feeling overwhelmed because there was too much to do and I felt like none of it was actually getting done. So getting that room done, and then, like I said, making a lot of progress on the yard also helped a lot because I have finished up a lot of the stuff in the yard that I had been wanting to do. So that made me feel a lot better. So yeah, shocking. When you have a long to-do list, actually crossing stuff off of the list will make you feel better. Who would have guessed? But yeah, I kind of got out of that. Now I'm like the complete opposite where like I feel stir crazy because I'm like not doing anything because there isn't anything major that I can work on without getting more stuff. Like I said, I need to go to the hardware store to get stuff, and I just haven't felt like going to the store. Finally decided, okay, I'll go today, and then I don't have my car now, so I can't go today. So I have to put that on hold. But whatever, I'll just chill all day today, I guess. Maybe I'll binge watch something. I just need to actually find something to binge watch because I didn't have any shows lined up to binge watch. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm kind of out of things to talk about, and it's already been 45 minutes, so I think it's a good time to stop. So, yeah, that is it for my long, random spiel of whatever this was. I don't know. But I will see you guys later.